Welcome to BNC Live on this Thursday, July 15th. I'm Laverne McGee. We have been following breaking news for you. We have been in Washington, D.C., watching black women who've been marching on Washington for voting rights, some of them getting arrested, large crowds out there. We have our White House correspondent, Rarione Maniece, is live there. We want to go back to her right now to get an update on what's happening. Ariana?
Yeah, Laverne, we're outside the Senate building where we saw those black women advocates for voting rights arrested. Now we're standing by with Miss LaTosha Brown. She is the leader of Black Voters Matter. Tell me, what were you feeling in that moment?
You know, as I sat in the at the atrium and as we sang freedom songs, and I looked around those walls and I'm like, we built this. That at the end of the day, our people have made a great sacrifice in this nation. And here it is, 60 years, almost 60 years from the voting rights movement at the start of it, and we're still appealing for voting rights. It is unacceptable. The Senate right now, I came all the way up from Georgia, as well as other people came up from Georgia, because we know that at the end of the day, the shaping of the political landscape, we helped to do that. Black women actually helped lead this cause of literally what happened last year in the election process. And so what we're saying is we're not going to be punished because we participated. We're not going to be punished because we showed up. It is time for us to make democracy real in this nation. It has to go beyond being a propaganda point. That if America is going to be a democracy, it has to be real. And if it's to be real, that means that every single citizen, regardless of their race or class or gender, that they would have equal and fair access to the ballot. And that is not the case right now. Black voters are being targeted all across this nation. In Georgia, right now as we speak, the Secretary of State essentially said that he is going to replace, he's calling for the resignation of the election officials in Fulton County because he's planning on taking over Fulton County, which you would know is the most populous and a black county in the state of the 2020 election. Although it has been deemed that it's one of the safest and the most securest, the bottom line is our community, the voting rights of our community are under attack. I am a native of Selma, Alabama. There are people that I know that they died on that bridge, that their blood stain is still on that bridge, and we are not going to let anybody turn us around. We're going to stand, we're going to keep coming to D.C., we're going to go to the Senate, we're going to go to the capitals all over this nation until justice rolls down. Like water, we're going to be out here, and so that's why we're here. We're at the Senate because we're literally demanding that we're sending a message to the Senate that no, you don't have the power to stop literally our voting rights. We're going to demand, and we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that we get the rights that are guaranteed to us in the Constitution.
And what do you say to Republican lawmakers, especially those in the Senate who did not vote to even have a discussion about the For the People Act?
You know, one of the things that the Republicans constantly do is they constantly underestimate the power of people. And so what is happening right now, people are raising up all across this country, not just black folk, but black folks and white folks and brown folks and Asian folks, that literally there's a coalition of people who really fundamentally believe in democracy, that we're literally shifting the political landscape. We're going to hold them accountable. That while we're in this fight right now, part of this response is not because we're losing, we're winning. We're winning because people are using their power, we're showing up in record numbers, and there's nothing that they're going to do that is going to literally take away our agency. We will continue, we will continue, we will continue. We come from a long legacy of people who always believed that their power was given to them by God, not by the U.S., not by the Senate. Not one or two senators are not going to stop and unwind all of the work that we have done and to literally get to this point about voting rights. Matter of fact, even to get those restored right now, that's why we're making a plea. We're actually demanding that For the People Act and the John Lewis Voter Advancement Act be passed. We need the president to use every power available to him to use. If that means ending the filibuster, so be it. He has to end the filibuster. It is not going to be business as usual. That black folk are going to fight for our rights as we always have, and we make democracy better. We make democracy be real.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. LaTosha. Say they are architect for voting rights and they will not let up. They're here marching in the nation's capital. And just to recap, we saw Representative Beatty. She is the leader of the Black Caucus. She was also arrested, as well as Ms. Melanie Campbell, who was the leader of these black women here in the nation's capital, marching for voting rights for black and brown Americans. Back to you, Laverne.
All right, thank you so much, Ariana. You heard it right there. That was LaTosha Brown. You were interviewing, of course, one of the co-founders of Black Voters Matter. So certainly we'll go back to you, Ariana, if anything happens with what we're seeing breaking right now. Thank you so much for that report.